It was a Monday night, and my mom dropped me off at Wallace Municipal Building, which was right down the street from my middle school. I had my baseball glove right by my side and my baseball bag slung over my shoulder. And I went through the doors and I signed in at the booth, and they took me into the gym, which is where the tryouts were going to be. And all I remember is just looking and seeing at least 200 boys dressed in Baldwin baseball shirts. And I didn't have my Baldwin baseball shirt on, so that was step one of knowing this probably wasn't going to be a good experience. But I was confident because I was always confident at that time, especially with baseball. You see, baseball was always something to me that no matter what happened at school that day, no matter how much homework I had, it felt like I belonged. I would be able to, come home after school, get my bag, get my baseball uniform on, and then I'd be able to go join the team on the field, which was something that I think a lot of kids didn't get to experience if they didn't play baseball. People always ask me what I want to do when I grow older, and surprisingly, I didn't say I want to be a journalist. I actually said I wanted to play for the New York Yankees, and I told them I actually wanted to be a shortstop. I wanted to be the mini Derek Jeter when I went out on the field. And I think I was for a while. I was a pretty cocky kid, but it all came into full view when I went into that gym and I saw all the kids there for tryouts. And it came down to that day. Either I would be hanging up my cleats or I would be playing high school baseball. We started by doing some fielding drills, and I was on point. I was throwing the ball over there so hard, and I was really doing a good job at that point. But then we started to do some hitting too. And I was driving every pitch. I was feeling cocky. I was looking around and like, I'm going to make it. Of course I'm going to make the team. And then came conditioning. And they started us off. They lined us up, and they made us run suicides. Now, suicides are when you start at one line, you run to the foul line of the basketball court, then back, then to the half court, then back, then to the full court and back. We had to do that at least 20 times, and then do sets of push-ups, and then more suicides, and then more push-ups. It was hell. It was hell. I was so far behind. Like, I was huffing and puffing, and just my knees were buckling. I could feel it everywhere, and it was pretty embarrassing. I was the last of the pack. I think maybe one or two other kids were slower than me, but it wasn't by much. And it was a very humbling experience. And at that point, I didn't exactly know what to do. And that was the moment I gave up. I couldn't do it anymore. I stopped practice. I stopped the tryout. I snuck out very unnoticingly. Nobody saw. And I could barely walk out to the car. Like, I seriously could not walk outside. When I got outside, my mom wasn't there because, tryouts were supposed to last longer, but I cut out early. And it was pretty embarrassing. It was also very humbling because you got this young, cocky shortstop who thought he could do everything and thought that, high school baseball was easy. And not making the team, it was eye-opening, I could say. So I walked away. I left the building, and I really never turned back. And that was actually the last day I ever put on a baseball glove, the last day I ever tried to play organized baseball. I just walked away. The shame was too great to go back. I don't think I could ever play with the same people again who knew that I walked away like that. But at the same time, I'm really glad I did. It was something that needed to happen, I think, and if I didn't do that day, I would be a completely different person now. I probably would have gotten in with the baseball team, and I probably would have changed my high school route, per se, and I wouldn't be where I am now, and I absolutely love where I am right now. Duquesne has treated me very well. I think I'm heading down the right path as being a journalist and not a professional baseball player. So, I walked away that day, but it was all for good. You like this?